What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. And I don't know what EA Sports has done with this whole Zero Chill promo, but a lot of these cards are straight garbage, and we're going to talk about some of that stuff right now. I do want to go ahead and say that I was able to pull finally one of the limiteds out of the set. Pretty much I'm going to show you guys that real quick what I did. Many of you guys have been bragging about how many you got. I'm so happy for all of you guys, but pretty much this was the one I had to go to. The 85 plus, right off the top, when I woke up earlier this morning, I came in live on stream and we pulled it like on like the first, it was like the first pull that we did. So it looks like this is the one you have to flirt with, but obviously it's so much more snowflakes, so it's gonna be harder. Some of you guys have done that a ridiculous amount of times and still have gotten nothing. I guess I just got lucky, bro. So that's what I did. I'm just showing you guys what I did with that, but you can see it's the luck of the draw. A lot of you guys have just pulled it a couple times, and we got lucky enough we pulled the Ricky Williams. Now let's talk about what I've been doing. I'm going to show you really quickly what I did with as far as the sales, so you guys can know exactly who was raid sold and what was going on. So we bought Marlon Humphrey, right? Because obviously Charles Woodson right now is probably the worst card in the game. That guy sucks. He gets burnt regularly. It's really disgusting. It's actually appalling how trash he is. All right. So you guys are like, yo, Gmia, try out Marlon Humphrey with all the boosts. He's a 99 speed, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, let me grab him. Let's see what he is. First game he sells. First game, dude, I get dominated from the back and the front, all over the place. It was disgusting, right? Because he's still a 6-foot guy. He's a small guy. Notice how I'm saying guy, similar to Shannon Sharp, but that's not what it's about. We got to focus on what the actual issue is. Marlon Humphrey sucks, all right? He's going to give up the big plays simply because he's just not big enough to do what he's supposed to do, right? So Charles Woodson is sitting the bench. That idiot got raid sold. We had to go over and grab Richard Shermanson, all right? Now, after Richard Shermanson's first game, I liked the way he plays. Obviously, we had to go with the Vince Lombardi, you know, the actual strat card with Vince Lombardi to get the extra boost for him because he's a ghost and not a zero chill player. A lot of you were having issues with that. Oh, yo, Gmia, what's going on with these strat cards? They're so confusing. It's not confusing if you just read what the card actually says. Like this one with Vince Lombardi. And remember, you get all these strats cards, the strategy cards from challenges. And the reason that they do that is because a lot of people that don't actually engage with the challenges, they just buy stuff. EA wants to get you into challenges because that increases the amount of time that they can sell to whoever they're selling, you know, whatever with. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever advertisers or whatever. Most gaming companies are able to show how long you've been engaged. So challenges, once you get in them, you become engaged with it. You know, playing head-to-head, you can play a couple games, get off, but when you get involved with the challenges, they can actually put more stuff in the game and things like that, depending on how they market. All right, so that's why they have it like that, in my opinion. I'm not 100% sure, but I do have knowledge of the gaming industry, so I know that whole aspect of it. For those of you guys that are asking, why can't I just buy it? Because they want you to play challenges. So when you play the challenges, you'll get a Vince Lombardi, you'll get the Deep Freeze. The Deep Freeze one is for all zero chills. If you look at the icon that's on the Vince Lombardi one, it shows it to you very, very clearly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back out of this because I know that it does, well, actually, I can make it come up bigger, can I? Hold on, let me see something. Let me see if we could actually go to the upgrade part of that screen instead of me going to the item binder and showing it. I don't know if they're gonna let me do that. Does it have an upgrade option? Let me see. Nah, okay, so we can make it bigger like this. Okay, so that's bigger. So you see the symbol and it has like the little clock or whatever, like time watch, whatever it is, that's for the ghost. All right, so the stopwatch, whatever kind of ancient watch they have there, and that's pretty much what you're gonna need for anybody that's a ghost. The zero chill, it has to have the symbol for the zero chill, obviously, with the Z. All right, we went over that earlier in the year about the boost, but I'm just making sure you guys understand the differences and why your players may not be getting boost versus another player that you run into that's getting the boost. So let's take a look at Richard Shermanson, right? Right now, with the way that it was, like I told you, Marlon Humphrey, if you have him now, I wouldn't sell him. I would wait until everything is out of packs and then give it like a couple weeks or something, or when they convert the snowflakes or whatever. Just give it some time because eventually somebody's gonna want them. And worst case scenario, you just have a card that's worth whatever. It's a limited, so it's 250K and it's just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? If it goes up, it goes up. If it doesn't, whatever. So now, with him getting the ghost boost, he jumps to a 98 speed, 95 excel, 6'3". That's all. Listen. The biggest thing about this game, bro, when dudes roll out the pocket, right, and the crosser gets deep, sometimes you can cheat the opponent by just having a bigger player. And that's what a lot of people won't tell you. They'll just have bigger players out there, but they won't tell you why. Madden 22, they tried their best to make hype be what it's supposed to be. They've done a decent job. It's a lot better than 21, right? Because the bigger players do have the advantage of getting the ball, but there's still a lot of fluke in the game. A guy like Richard Sherman, though, he will help you in those type of situations. Because once a guy rolls out and you know he's rolled out, if you click onto the corner that's underneath and just start running upfield with the R trigger and, you know, actually run towards the player that's beating you on the crosser, these bigger players will actually animate, as opposed to a shorter 6-foot guy that's Humphrey. You see what I'm saying? So those are the big differences that people don't explain, but I try to make sure you guys understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. Win or lose, I'm going to do it my way. And you guys should do it your way too, but with insight to understand exactly why people do some of the things that they do within the game. It's sort of like guys running around with that branch, the 99 speed branch with the Raiders, right? And he doesn't get good animations because he's so small. And EA has put emphasis on making the players, you know, the height be a factor in the way that the guys animate for the ball. So that's why it's like that. Now, another addition, right? Nate Solder, right? This guy right here, let me just explain to you what's going on. I put an eagle on my team, that piece of garbage, Lane Johnson, and what happened was, in a game where I got a major stop, a guy got an instant shed off of him and came in and sacked me. He had to go. All right? Based on what the chat told me, I don't know if these guys know what they're talking about, but once I looked at the card, I'm like, he's 325, he's fat enough, 6'8", he's tall enough, he has the 90s, not overwhelmingly crazy, but with the boost from Vince Lombardi, 95 strength is decent. Because remember, I'm not playing the game with EA, although I did play a complete idiot the other day that had post-ups on their line, on the guards, and it's back. Like, it does slow down the blitz. I don't really care about offensive line abilities. All right, so with the way that I'm playing, I'm just going for the best O lineman possible and putting them out there. Keep in mind, these boosts end on January 5th. Like, once the promo's over, all your boosts are going to be gone from the cards, from the strategy cards. So they're not going to keep them, I don't think. I don't know, bro. You never know with EA Sports. I don't know what they're doing. But that's pretty much usually when the promo's over, you know, the overalls will go down, whatever, the strategy card will change. We're on to the next promo, and we continue and, you know, rage about something else that's different. So the players were definitely nerfed. I just don't know exactly why EA did it, but I could see the differences. Also, you know what's weird, bro? Walter Jones, he doesn't really, that edge protector, I completely forgot that I had that on that idiot. Because you know what's interesting? I don't have anything on Devin Hesterson, and I probably should. You know, just to kind of get him open. Like, I'm not gonna pay 2 for mid-in because he's a deep threat guy. But I'm just saying, like, oh no, he's a route runner. So, oh yeah, but they upped it for everybody. Because I guess pro players, I just said pro players. Pro players were crying about mid-in elite. And then, like, they were crying, their tears were so harsh that EA was like, all right, dude, you cried long enough, bend over. And they gave him this, and then they upped the AP. All right, cool, dude. All right, whatever. It is what it is. We may have to do something about him because he's that slack guy in the trips that might end up going crazy. But I did notice I'm not really getting shed from the left side anymore. So Walter Jones is still pretty decent. But EA definitely did something to these zero chill players. And, you know, I have to figure it out. I have to kind of figure out and analyze what the FEA is doing. But at this point right now, we're going to rock with Richard Sherman. All right, guys? We're going to see what he's all about. I've only played one game with him so far. I think it's going to work out to where he's better than everybody else that I've ever used. But again, we're not 100% sure. But that's where we are right now. So if your players have been acting weird, you need to go check them, dude. In the locker room and handle it. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. One love, y'all.